So there's a number of stretching exercises which we're going to actually go through, which is particularly aimed at people with low back pain. And again, some you'll be able to do for chronic, some you'll be able to do for acute low back pain. So these are just gentle exercises which you can actually do here. Now the key thing is if any of them causes discomfort, then don't do the exercise. So you're going to find some exercise you'll be able to do, some you won't be able to do. But we'll go through the main ones which should be actually considered. And just take your time. The key thing is, as you go into the stretch, then it's just going to be a gentle stretch. So don't force it. Don't think the more you do it and the more pain it causes, the better your back's going to be. So you're just going to relax into the exercise and just do a gentle stretch. Now the key thing is, these exercises, you can do it on the bed, you can do it on the floor, you can put a mat on the floor. I would generally say do it on the bed. Reason why I say that is because if you have got an acute or subacute back pain, then if you used to do it on the floor, you might not be able to get up off the floor following, or you might struggle to get up. So therefore, I would say, do it actually on the bed. That would be much better. And again, you can do it in the morning, you can do it in the afternoon, or you can do it before going to bed. So when suits you best. So that's going to be the key thing. So one of the main ones you can actually do, very easy one to do, is if you're on all fours. So all you're going to basically do is to have your hands shoulder width, your knees straight underneath you, and what you're going to basically do, it's pretty much like a cat, where it arches its back, and you're just going to bring your head down and arch your back up as far as you can, okay, and also tilt your pelvis in, and then just breathe nice and gently, and then this time you're going to put your bum out, bring your head up, and arch your back in the opposite direction, and hold that, okay, and again, going back into the opposite direction, nice and relaxed. So there's no forcing it, there's no stress, any of these cause you discomfort. And again, you just go to where it may well start to become uncomfortable. Your head back, and then back the other way. So what you're going to do is about 10 to 15 repetitions of that. But do it in a nice and relaxed manner. So there's no rush to it, just nice and gentle until you start to feel nice and comfortable. Now the other exercise you can do is where you've got your knees together, you're laid on your back, and all you're going to basically do is to rotate your feet from your knees from one direction to another. So you're going to lay onto your back, knees together. Make sure your back's flat to the surface, your head is also flat to the surface, knees together, and you're just going to rotate in one direction. Again, you can put your arms out to the side and you just look into the opposite direction in which you rotate. And hold it, and then just rotate and turn your head into the opposite direction in which you do your rotation. And hold it. So this is nice, relaxing exercise. Again, but mainly what you're going to do is if my pain is on my left side, I'm going to rotate away from my left side and hold it. Now another modification to this exercise is to get my leg. Now again, if you've got a bad back, don't try and lift your leg, because if you lift your leg, that's going to put more pressure onto your back. So what you basically do is use your hand, lift your leg and cross it over. And again, you can get a little bit more of a stretch that way, and it gives you a slightly different stretch when you rotate. So again, if it's on my left side, I'm going to rotate away from my left side. And again, just hold it once you're in that position. Count to between 20 and 30 seconds, ideally 30 seconds. And then come back and then just pause for a bit, and again if it's on my left side, I'd rest for about 20 seconds and then repeat the exercise again and rotate and hold it. I'm going to do this exercise 3 sets, so each of the stretching exercise we're going to do 3 times. Now one of the other exercises you can do for your psoas muscle, there's a number of exercises you can do for your psoas muscle, and that's the muscle that inserts into your groin, but it also inserts into your lumbar vertebrae. And that can become tight if you're digging the garden, if you've been doing any heavy lifting. And again, sometimes you'll feel it when you actually go to lift your leg to get out of a car, or when you go to stand up. So one of the main ones is to lay flat, put your arms in front of you, and what you're going to do, again, you can put them at shoulders width, would be better. And what you're going to do is keep your hips down, head back, and just push up on your arms. Again, if you do feel this exercise is uncomfortable, then just go as far as you can and then hold it, keeping your hips down. So you're going to stretch out your actual psoas muscle. And then you just relax. So again, you hold it for 30 seconds. And again, you're just going to go up, hold it for 30 seconds, and relax. Okay, now that's your psoas stretch. The other psoas stretch you can actually do is going to be in this position here. So again, if you can get yourself into this position, and what you're going to basically do now is to come forward. So I'm going to stretch down this part of my leg. Again, you can turn your leg in slightly, so therefore it kind of tightens up the psoas, because the psoas is actually going to externally rotate. And what I'm going to do is hands on my hip and lean back. So again, just lean back into that exercise, and I'll start to get a stretch coming down. Chances are, like I am doing now, I'll feel it a little bit more into my groin, and I'll just hold that stretch. Okay, so that's going to be your psoas stretch. And then just coming forward again as you hold it for 30 seconds. But try and make sure that you're not going to arch your back too much when you actually do this exercise. So try and keep your back straight as you actually lean back from the hip. Okay. And relax. So that will stretch your hip flexors, such as your quads, but it'll also stretch your psoas. One of the key things, as we pointed out, is with regards to backs, it's not just the muscles that inserts into the back. You've also got to stretch off your glutes, your hamstring, and also your gastroc. So what we're going to basically do now is looking at stretching those exercises. So again, we can stay seated on the floor, can put our legs out in front of us, and what we're going to basically do now is cross one leg over the other. So if I just turn this way, what I'm going to basically do is cross one leg over the other and just bring the leg, so I've got a nice stretch coming down here. You could do the same exercise laying on your back. So all I'm going to do is to actually just stretch and pull it into my chest. So I've got a nice stretch. The good thing about this exercise, it also stretches your sacroiliac joint. So besides stretching out my glutes, it's going to stretch my sacroiliac joint. Hold it for 30 seconds and then again you can relax. You can do the same exercise as I said, laying onto your back. And all I'm basically going to do is to bring my leg up. But as I was saying beforehand, if you've got a bad back, don't lift your leg off the floor. You can either grab onto your trousers, pull your leg up, and then pull it across your body. Grip your hands and then pull it across your body this way. So again, it's going to actually stretch into this section, and that's pretty much where you're going to get your stretch. And then just let that back down, and then you can do it on the opposite side and do the same stretch on the opposite side. So that's going to actually do the sacroiliac as well as the gluteal muscle. I can also combine that by bringing the leg up and forcing it that way with my other leg. But it all depends as to how flexible and how mobile you are, as to whether you're going to be able to do the other type of stretch. So that's going to be quite important as to how you actually go about that one. So remember, nice and easy, bring the leg up into your chest and then bring it across your body, so we get a nice stretch coming down into that section there. So that's going to mainly stretch out the gluteal muscle. Now onto the hamstrings. There's a number of stretches you can actually do for the hamstrings. The simple one is to just go down, point the toes up towards you, and you're just going to go down and touch your toes. Some of you are not going to be able to go down that far, and depends on your size and weight as to how restricted you are actually going down to touch your toes. You can stand and do the exercise, or just go down as far as you can, keep your toes pointed, and grip onto your toes. One of the key things is if you have got tight calves, that's going to be one of your restricting factors as to how far you're actually going to be able to get down, because you may well start to feel it in your calf before you feel it in your leg. So you're just going to go down, as I said, and just hold it. And then just count to 30 and relax. And then we're going to do that same exercise again. Go down, hold, count to 30 and relax. And as I say, you repeat it 3 times. Another extension from that is to stride your legs, and what I'm going to do with my left arm, I'm going to go to my right side. Okay, I can hold that. So now I'm going to actually stretch out my hamstring, but I'm also stretching my quadratus lumborum muscle in my back. And I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to go to the opposite side and do the same again. So we've got a nice good stretch on that. Okay, and again 3 times to each side. Okay, and once I've done that, I can go to the center and just relax in that position there. Okay, now another really good exercise that you can actually utilize is just curling up into a ball and just rocking backward and forward. Now that's quite a good one. It's just to curl up into a ball, bring your knees up to your chest, and all we're going to do is to just rock back and forward. So that's quite a nice exercise just to stretch the back out. So again, some of you will be able to do that quite easily, but some of you may well struggle with that exercise. And one of the main stretching exercises for the calf, you can either do it from the floor, where you're just going to put your foot back and you're just going to get onto your forefoot and then just force your heel down to the floor, so you can do it that way until you get a stretch, so it's going right the way down, but it's mainly going to be into your calf muscle. Or you can do it off the wall, where what we're going to basically do is hold on to the wall, heel down, and we're just going to come forward in that manner. So whichever suits you, and change. So whichever position or however you decide you want to do the actual stretching of the actual calf muscle. So I'm hoping you've actually found those helpful. So just again, do them nice and gently. Do not actually force yourself into any stretching position. So that's going to be quite important, and any of them, if you feel any discomfort from any of those stretches, then stop doing the stretching straight away and just move on to the next one. So just do the ones you feel most comfortable with. There are many others that you can actually be doing, but they're some of the easier ones to actually do, and they're the ones that you're going to, if anything, going to find most comfortable.